Round 1 of the Dunlop Tyres WA Rally Championship scorched its way into action. The Novus Glass Winvale Park Stages opening the season. A sprint format run on private property, just over 60 k's competitive, half points on offer. Now the WA rally scene is enjoying great popularity with bigger fields, new cars and close battles up and down the start list. A brilliant boost for the West.
Absolutely, couldn't be more excited. We've had a lot of people come in, particularly late last year. We've got a much bigger field than we expected in Collie, and we're seeing that start to carry through this year. We're expecting a bumper field at the Forest, of course, with probably 16 ARC guys coming across, so that's going to be an awesome event.
Just under 40 cars lining up for this opener. Plenty of work for all the crews in the off-season. The front runners chalking up massive pre-season hours in preparation.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. After recce yesterday, the roads are looking great, and just has been a long fair few months since we got to do our last event. Really looking forward to getting out again today.
And been a bit of work done to the car in the off-season?
We have done lots. It's been a really long few months. Gearbox, engines, diffs, bearings, everything, driveline, the whole thing. We even rewired half the car as well.
It's good to be out here on the Chalice Farm again. The roads are really good. Technical. There's a lot of technical stuff in there, even though it is short. There's a lot of work to be done in there. But look, we're looking forward to it. It's got to be a calculated drive today. It's a long season, and put our best foot forward and go from there.
And Craig, a change inside the car for you?
A lot of changes, mate, so that's another thing we've got to get used to. The car's had a lot of changes, so when we get to the first corner we're going to find out what they've done. And I've got Scott Beckworth sitting next to me, so his experience has already taught me a lot with me pace notes, which is going to help no end. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can do together.
Feeling good, we're feeling confident going in. We've got Matt Kieran's back beside us, and we work a good team together, and also with the Maximum team. So they're a really well sorted out team, and they'll do everything we need and we'll help them out. And we've also got Subaru backing us as well, so we've got some really good support this year, and we're feeling real confident going into this first round, and we'll just keep our head high and see what we can do.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've built a car, and lots of late nights, including last night. But pretty happy to be here.
Also new stuff in the car, new co-driver for this event?
It's opportunity came up to have Murray Hines in the car, which will be really valuable having all that experience. The game plan is get used to the car and see how it goes, and hopefully we're there towards the end.
The first loop of 3 stages, Max McRae and co-driver Kieran's on board the Maximum Motorsport WRX showed their hand with 2 out of the 3 stage wins and a lead margin of 20 seconds.
50, 2 left loops and tightens late. Craig's corner.
Rando and new co-driver Scott Beckworth taking a stage win and second place with a calculated run. Ben CSC in the Swift Motorsport Evo into the service in third, just 6 seconds back. It was, however, very tight for third through to fifth, just 3.5 seconds in it. Jack Flanagan and Peter Major well and truly in the fight. The repeat of the first loop and more of the same from McRae, this time taking all 3 sections and pushing his advantage out to just under 40 seconds. A fine job by this crew adjusting to the tricky stages. So far so good. Craig Rando keeping it neat and tidy but still very fast. Second quickest on this loop, a satisfying run with more speed in reserve from this WRX team.
60. Flat crest, 40, flat over the crest, 40.
Slow to get going on SS4, Cersei wound up the wick on special stage 5 and 6 to put a good margin on the chasers of the third podium spot. In fact, the second quickest time on stage 5 helped he and co-driver Nicole push out to a 22.4 second gap back to fourth. Jack Flanagan and co-driver Murray Hines experienced some small issues with their newly built WRX, resulting in a mixed bag of times. However, into the midway service, holding fourth place and happy with the speed over the ground when they had clean stages. There were certainly some very surprised looks as results started to come through, and very much so the times posted by rookie Daniel Gonzalez on only his second gravel rally. Granted, he had just purchased the R5 Skoda from John O'Dowd, but as most would know, these are a very tricky machine to drive. Gonzalez jumping in at the deep end and having one hell of a swim. Regular top 5 times and a 4th quickest for he and co-driver Caleb Ash had the pair sitting in 5th outright, a remarkable achievement. Another team with a very good run, that of Faulkner and Ferranti, also in a new car, this the ex-Dylan King WRX. They easily set top 10 times across the 6 stages and found themselves holding down 8th place in some pretty experienced company. Dave Thomas and co-driver Mandy Lister cleaned the stages to hold down 6th spot. Ali Aslam 7th with new co-driver Pusey. Kelly Thomas a solid morning's work, rewarded with 9th, and another very good effort, this time from Graham Iddles, closing out the top 10. Of course, not all smiles from the front of the field. A disastrous start for the Rouleau-Marquette combination. On board the Race Talk Peugeot, just a few Ks into SS1, and the car ground to a halt, a heap of time ticking away. Unfortunately, the issue continued, and a DNF for this crew with a sensor failure. Peter Major, another to strike trouble early in the event. Some reasonable stage times, including a couple of 3rd fastest, and he and co-driver Stafford up as high as 4th place. Special Stage 6 spelt the end to their event, another DNF. One of the fantastic features of the last few years, the Dunlop WA Rally Championship, has been the 2-wheel drive battle. Super close up and down the start list, a great mix of cars, very committed teams, and some brilliant action. We fully expect 2022 to deliver this super high level again. Alcorn Mills, Paul McCory switching to this class, Julian Wright with the newly upgraded 1200, and a host of others, all sure to contribute to the spectacle. 9 cars making up the entry list, and drama from the opening stage. Glenn Alcorn losing over a minute and a half. Defending 2-wheel drive champions Mills and Gray struggling with an engine misfire. Unfortunately for this pairing, it got worse on Special Stage 4 with a lower arm failure and game over. Alcorn went on attack after his first stage issue and took the remaining 8 sections. This was a great display of fast and aggressive driving, piling on the pressure to get back the initial lost time. By the end of the second loop, the escort crew were back in front of the category and holding a 19-second lead. With 4 sections to run, there would be no mistake taking the event win with a margin of 1 minute and 30 seconds. Driver Glenn Alcorn very happy.
Yeah, we're pleased, hey, to be honest. First stage didn't go too well for us. We lost over 2 minutes. Stalled, hey, and the car wouldn't start all day, hey, so if you told me it was going to be in the top 3 at the end of the day after the first stage, I would have been very happy, but the other boys ran into trouble, Gary and Paul and that there, unfortunately, so we had a bit of catching up to do to the other cars, but once we got the time up, we just drove it on our means and tried to save the car for Forrest.
As Glenn mentioned, problems for Paul McCory with his machine and an early exit, with a heap of work required before the next round. With plenty of dramas going on around them, the team of Grattan and Harris went quietly but quickly about their business. They led the class for 5 stages, and although outgunned in the power and spec department, they put together a brilliant event with times in the top 3 throughout the day. Their Honda doing a very good job against more powerful machinery, a testament to the work put in by driver Simon. Second 2-wheel drive, a super result and a great reward for this big effort. Third place 2-wheel drive going to the right Huggins entry. The recent engine upgrade has been a challenge for this crew, resulting in DNFs. However, strong, steady run, rewarding them with 3rd place in the class. A very impressive effort, several top 3 times, and all achieved whilst running on the road book. The Flood combination fighting hard all day and just missing the podium spot. Young gun Jared Sewell bringing his charade home in 5th from his first WARC start and his first pace-noted event. The compact Clubman field tackled the front 6 sections with Cadeau in last year's series winning car showing a brilliant run across the opening section. Easily leading the field, however an issue on special stage 5 costing a massive 3.5 minutes, putting that crew out of contention. Livingston and Orchard pretty much second quickest all day, but in the game when it counted, grabbing the points for top spot, consistency the absolute key. A super job from Smith and White in their XL, clean and tidy across the 6 challenging stages. These guys working hard on their sport, upgrading machinery and involved in pre-season testing. 4 stages left to run for the staked field. The reverse of the morning's loops, plus a combination stage to close out the event. Extra points on offer for this final 6K run. Holding down a 39-second lead and in control of the event, it would be a disaster for the McRae Kieran's crew on special stage 7. Just a kilometre or so from the end of the section, a drive failure ending what looked very much like their first state championship win. Rando and Beckworth took full advantage of the situation, making 0 mistakes on the remaining 4 sections. Fastest on the first 3, allowing them to ease it off slightly for the final stage. At event's end, the winning margin 28.9 seconds and a brilliant start to their new year. Rando very pleased with a perfect payback for the massive pre-season prep work.
Yeah, it is actually good as a bit of reward for the hard work in the off season. So we didn't come in here to win it, but obviously we were having a good crack. Kept it straight. You know, these things happen, and it was a good. The stages were really good. Even on the second pass, it was really enjoyable to drive, and it was a pleasure to be out here actually.
Yeah, perfect start to the year, Tolly. And as you heard Craig say a moment ago, awful lot of work over the summer that Craig's done on building this car, on getting himself ready for the season. We had a plan coming into the event that's come together for us today. We couldn't be more excited.
Good grip from now. Into
Cersei and Nicole, another team to manage the situation in the afternoon, picking up a spot to sit second outright, clean and consistent for the last 4 sections, managing to get back to 3rd place. A bag full of championship points with the car still in very good nick. Cersei well pleased.
Yeah, it was a great day today. Max and Craig did tremendously well and were super fast out there. We were a bit slower than them all day. Unfortunately for Max, he didn't make it to the end. And even Jack Flanagan, you know, towards the end there, he started pipping us on a few stages. And the new fella in the Skoda, he's right up there as well. So it's going to be on for young and old. Hopefully I'm the young.
A brilliant debut of his new car for Jack Flanagan. Certainly some early issues, but a great end to the day with some quicker stage times and 3rd place at event's end.
Pretty good. We had quite a few overheating issues for the first half of the event. Sort of got them sorted, I think just because it got cooler, but the car kept going into limp mode, so we lost lots of time at the start of the event. But the last 3 stages we did pretty well, and I think won the power stage as well.
Certainly one of the drives of the event, that of newcomer Daniel Gonzalez and experienced co-driver Calabash. Just 9 seconds off a podium spot, a brilliant first up run in the R5 Skoda. Daniel extremely appreciative of the team around him.
Yeah, just unreal. I think a couple of close calls there throughout the morning. We had to peel it back a little bit, and we got away with quite a lot this morning, and the car kept running. And obviously having the team here, looking after the car, having K-Tech here with us is just priceless.
Dave Thomas and new co-driver Mandy Lister, another team pleased with their season opener. 5th outright and valuable series points, a job well done. Faulkner in his new mount, well and truly signalling his championship intentions. top 10 times across the day, another team will need to keep an eye on. As mentioned in the two-wheel drive wrap-up, Alcorn taking that category and in the process a well-driven 7th outright. Graham Iddles has genuinely increased his speed over the ground and in the process very much enjoying his rallying, 8th place at rally finish. A shout out for the Bayer White combination. Bayer getting more and more confident in his all-wheel drive rally machine, 9th place a top effort. Second two-wheel drive and rounding out the top 10 outright, Simon Grattan in the Honda, a brilliant result for this hard-working competitor.